Hey everybody, Jordan from Back Society here. Do me a favor and click that subscribe button below and hit the bell icon so you don't miss a single episode. Now, back to grinding. All right, welcome back to Back Society. I'm your co-host here with my other co-hosts.
S.
And the other one.
Yeah, and C Money.
All right. As you all know, it is February, which means we're 1 month into 2025, and we had made some New Year's resolutions, especially the big one that all three of us took was the carnivore diet. And it's over now. We only wanted to do it for 1 month. I have lost 7 pounds. I'm pretty happy to say. And it's like a stable 7 pounds, not a fluctuation. How about you guys?
Wow.
Yeah. I'm almost to 190.
I lost 10 pounds in the first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And just plateaued from
like
there.
A solid 10 pounds. Well, yeah, I mean, then I had to it became kind of, after 18 days, I just couldn't even keep going. Just logistically, I couldn't do it. Dude, it got so expensive, bro. It got so expensive. So then I started doing a little bit of veggies or whatever, what was around and stuff. I just couldn't do all meat, but I pretty much cut carbs out the entire month, and sugar and stuff.
I mean, the pounds are good, but the main thing is how did you feel?
I felt fine the whole time. I never felt off. And then I even when I added stuff back in, felt fine.
Yeah. What about you, Jordan?
I felt fine too. I had some pretty bad hunger pains for the first week and a half, but once that subsided, meaning my stomach shrank a little bit, it was fine. Cutting out carbs pretty easy. I still haven't had any sugar really. I have had a few drinks since then, but other than that, yeah, I respond pretty well with no carbs. And I mean, I'm almost back to 190 again, so I'm pretty happy. And my strength has increased, it feels.
There you go. Usually hunger pains, because it's your body's usually the thing that controls your hunger is your microbiome in your stomach. Yeah, it just completely craves the sugar or carbs. And then once you get past a little detox, everything is typically okay.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, carnivore. So yesterday I cheated. I had a couple of cookies and I had a pretzel bun sandwich.
I love pretzel bun though. It's so good.
Yeah, it's so good. But the thing is today when I woke up, I felt I had that brain fog. I felt so lethargic and sluggish. And I woke up at 9 a.m. and I just laid on the couch until this podcast.
Damn, bro.
Dude.
Pretzel,
yeah, you got some other issues.
Yeah, that sounds pretty bad if a pretzel bun sandwich just knocks you out the whole day.
No, I mean, dude, that has been the story for the past 11, 12 years. It's terrible.
God damn, dude. Usually when I have a pretzel bun sandwich, I'm good. I'm good for the day.
You know what I started wondering? I was out here in Europe, bread is a staple.
Yeah.
But you don't see but people are still skinny, man. They still drink beer, they eat bread. They don't really focus on diet as much. It's one, do they just not eat as much? Or two, is there just less shit in their bread? Even, you know what I mean?
I've often wondered that too.
What's the difference?
How could they take all that beer and still be thin?
I think RFK is gonna make a big huge change. RFK is my guy, man. This man picked up the torch. He's going to war with these food industries.
I mean, because we'll see. If he replaces fats with was it tallow or something? I mean, I'm cool with that. But the vaccine thing gives me pause. The raw milk thing gives me pause.
It's not.
Here's my thing. It's also supposed to be a free country. If people want to add shit into their food, it's fine, right? They should just be open and transparent about it. I think that's where they need to come in and be hey, you need to be open about what you're putting in the shit. Should the government mandate how you make something? I don't know.
Yeah, I know, right? It's kind of a weird
It's a double-edged
But I feel
sword.
like that also, but doesn't it also kind of like fall upon like education? It's like
Oh,
a
totally.
mixture,
That's
right?
what I mean. It's one of those things where like nobody knows. You know, we add
Yeah.
shit in there because in America for whatever reason we want it to taste good, and like, well, this is gonna make it taste good. This is gonna make it last long. You know what I mean? But like, do you really want the government coming in and being like, hey, you can't use these ingredients just because, like high fructose corn syrup? Like, think about it. What was it in the 90s or early 2000s where like there was a big issue about trans fats,
Yeah, I
right?
remember.
Like even McDonald's changed like the oil they were using. Like there was a big like cultural shift.
Yeah, there was
They
even a
didn't
King of
really
the Hill
need.
episode about it.
Yeah, yeah. Right? Like it was like kind of in like the zeitgeist where like the government didn't need to come in. They just like educated people. People were like, oh shit, like this is bad for us. You know, like
Yeah. And
because like
I
if you're
think
gonna,
that's
yeah, I don't
really
know.
the key, right? Is the education and the awareness. Because if you're educated about it and then you're aware of it, and you stop buying their products, corporations are going to change because they're all about making
Yeah,
money. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
exactly,
And
right.
I mean,
yeah,
that's a good thing to like want, especially the education part. But I don't think they're gonna do that. I mean, not with like the gutting of the Board of Education and the gutting of like just government funds in general. It just seems like
I'm
it's going to be
I'm
pretty
curious to see where this
tall
is gonna
ask.
go.
Well, I don't think it's about education. It's about suppression of information. Like for
Okay,
years, the food industry was suppressing the information. They knew that there was side effects or like, harmful, you know, conditions related to the shit they were putting in foods, but it was like things were shelf stable. They tasted better. People were buying them in bulk and eating, think about it. The American caloric intake probably increased more than any other country,
probably quickly. Oh,
like in the
It
world.
did.
quickly. That shit
You
started
know what I
happening
mean?
after World War II.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like no other country was like, they all knew about this stuff. So like, or it was suppressed. I don't even know. Why did not that not affect other countries? Why was it so American centric? You know what I mean? Like, there's a reason
I
everybody
feel
thinks
like,
of fat Americans.
but and like there are people that like, take for instance the Middle East, right? It's dry, right? So
Yeah.
like they're one of the most obese uh people too because they just eat and drink a lot of sugar. You know what I mean? Like they
Yeah.
pretty much
But to them, that's a luxury. You know what I mean? Like to us, it's just a way of
true.
life.
I
You know,
know.
it's weird. Like, that's what I'm saying. Is like, it was being suppressed on purpose in the States, and shit was being put in the food. But like, why? Like in Europe, where they're pretty Western, or even like in the UK, like they have this a similar thing, but it's not as bad as here. Like, why did those companies decide to like, hey, like we're not going to utilize this stuff? And the governments, or the governments came in and said, hey, you're no, like this is all that's approved. You can't put anything else in your food without
I'm
testing.
curious though.
I would
What
say
about do you think?
I would also say a lot of that is just also trying to maximize your profits. You know, longer shelf life, um,
But hold on though,
making
it's a
cheaper
twofold
quality
thing.
foods.
It's a twofold thing because like
Fast food's cheaper than actually
those
eating healthy.
what are those pharmaceutical companies in Europe like? You know what I mean? Like what is their healthcare system like?
Huh?
Yeah, but I mean, most of our big pharmaceutical companies came out of Europe.
Right. But I'm saying is it's like a tool like the food industry and the health industry are kind of like
I mean,
they're like tied together.
they are now. You know what I mean? Like because like,
Yeah.
but that's only because chronic disease became a thing, and it's really bad in the U.S.
Yeah, and it's because of the food industry.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I don't think they did it in tandem on purpose. It just kind of like
It
grew that
just
way,
kind of
right?
happened like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Kind
it
of
was like a cause and effect. It was like it was like, all right, we're putting this shit, like Jordan said, to increase profits because people are buying more, and and all of a sudden all these chronic diseases start happening. So then the pharmaceutical companies are like, oh shit, like we can take care of this, and then they just kind of like fed off each other. No pun intended. But
Yeah.
like,
That was a good
you
one
know,
though.
I know. I don't know. It was just wild, man. It's like you think about it. I'm always out here like, bro, these motherfuckers eating bread. They don't care. Like that's like a staple of their diet is like good bread, like
Mhm.
fresh bread.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They got a bread cutter, bread machine that you just
Yeah.
that's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, bread's awesome. I
And
I, I
but
like
and
baking
Pasta,
bread.
pasta. Like look at Italians, bro. They eat pasta, but then they,
Yeah,
like
and they're
and
like
if you go
fucking
why?
stick thin, dude. They eat like
I
they
know.
have like the heaviest carb
And,
diet you can imagine, and they are stick thin, dude.
and they live forever.
and
Like
if you
Italians get old as fuck.
They get
dude.
old as fuck. Look, I mean, you can tell because like I feel like the world has like meeting other Italians. The world is like different um because they do live longer. They start things way later. Like they don't really move out of their house until like their mid to late 30s. Have kids into their mid to late 30s. It's like, well, family's a big thing there. You know, there isn't this hyper individualism like we worship here, but yeah, dude, it's like, they say, longer life, things you can take your
Yo,
time.
they drink a lot of wine. They eat a lot of pasta. And then like literally they just get old and like, I'm just not gonna do anything. Like I'm just gonna hang out, take care of the family, drink some more wine. Like that's a big thing. Like
Like
in
that is the
Italy,
way to live.
house wine is like a thing. Like when you go to a restaurant, you just get the house wine. Like
Mhm.
it's always good.
Yeah, it's not the shit from Aldi's.
No, no, it's amazing. It's like I mean, just in Europe in general, like wine is stupid cheap and it's usually
I mean,
pretty
because it's
solid.
like it's made there.
Yeah, olive oil. The olive oil is amazing. It's crazy, crazy.
Birthplace of olive
You
oil.
know, I know, man. It's just like, and then you think about it, and I'm like,
Godfather.
but I'll tell you what, everybody, all the Americans out here, like we still go to the
Right.
American grocery store, and we're getting American food, brother.
What
I will
American
say
grocery stores are out there?
it's on base. It's
Oh, okay.
yeah. We have like they got like American imports and stuff. But I will say the one thing that we get that America has that nobody else has is good meat. American meat is different level. It's
Dude,
so much higher quality.
I bet. Wait, American meat is higher quality?
Yes.
Yeah, you think?
And so somebody was explaining this to me. They were like, "Hey, because in America, beef cattle is a thing, right? We raise cattle to slaughter for beef. In certain countries in Europe, that's not a thing. They're primarily dairy cattle, and then they end up killing as they get older and less productive, then they'll kill them for meat. So they're not raised for meat. So they're not like fed specific diets to make them fattier or make their meat taste better.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So like the
Right.
meat doesn't have that same like buttery, like I don't know. I don't even know what it is. Like sometimes it tastes kind of coarse. And it's just a thing. Like
It's like
when you
game,
bite, like
basically.
I guarantee you, if you put a hamburger from the US, and I'm talking just meat, like everything else is the same. Meat from the US and meat from Germany, I could tell you the difference in one bite.
Instantly.
Instantaneous.
It's so American of you. I know my burgers.
Well,
Hey.
it's just a meat thing. Like even the steaks and stuff, you're just like they just don't have the same like texture, like everything. They just taste coarse and almost like sandy sometimes. Like you can tell, like the meat's just aged. It's just
You're like,
it's
oh, what is this?
just old, bro. It's just it feels like it's been overworked. Like just
Yeah.
Probably was in the
that poor
dairy
cow.
farms. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's a different, and that's
And maybe that's why they're carb diet.
and anywhere you go, if you get steak, it always says like imported, like U.S., Argentina, and Ireland. Like those are the three countries
Wow.
you pay premium for because the meat it just tastes better.
Mhm.
It just tastes better.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Anywhere you go, they'll have like ribeye, U.S., ribeye, Argentina, ribeye, Ireland, and then just ribeye, and nobody's buying that last.
I bet it's cheaper though.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot cheaper. It's a lot cheaper. But man, you can taste the difference. Like
Mhm.
there's a place downtown here. It's called Meat Club. Literally Meat Club. and you can taste a whole bunch of different imported meats and stuff. And the American stuff's the most expensive.
That's the one thing we got going for us, man.
And that's what I'm saying. It's it with chicken. Chicken wings out here, man, they're like little tiny pieces of shit.
Yeah,
Like,
because they're probably
really
real
big.
chicken,
You want
not the Franken chicken we raise.
Bro, I want some big old thick old thighs. You know,
Thick old thighs. You want the thunder thighs chickens?
Yeah,
It is
bro,
a Franken
that's
chicken.
right.
Make no mistake.
I mean, it tastes good too. Like the chicken tastes good out here. Chicken tastes fine, but it's just not as hefty. You ain't getting a big old thick chicken breast. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Especially the wings, like chicken legs and stuff. They're just tiny, man. Tiny. Tiny.
Look, man, at least you get good pasta, good olive oil, good beer.
Yeah, beer hits.
You should try
Beer
the
hits
like
pretty
all
hard.
European diet. See if that works for you.
True.
Maybe get that ribeye, just ribeye.
That's what we buy so much ribeye right now. It's crazy, dude. Yeah, it's and I will say the one thing we do less here too is eat out. We don't eat out that much.
Is it just not
They
good?
want home
Not
cooked meals.
worth it.
I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like just the timing thing, or like especially like right now, it's just always dark. Like we're only getting like 9 hours of daylight right now,
Nice.
and so like by the time we get home and shit, it's just like I'd rather just make dinner instead of like getting the family together and going out. But
Man,
Yeah.
I'd go to my nearest Snisselplatz and just fucking gorge myself, dude.
well, that's the thing, right? Like once the spring hits and the days are longer, then all the beer gardens open up.
Hell yeah. That's what you
Dude.
want.
But then you also get like 15 hours of daylight. It's like 9 o'clock at night, and you're like, you're like, damn, it feels like it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Those are the best.
Those are the best times, dude.
Yeah, it's crazy though. But like, you're at the beer garden, you're like, oh shit, I gotta go to work in the morning. Like, it's already 10 o'clock at night. But and then when you go to
The
those
sun is
places,
still
like, yeah, the food's good, beer's good, it's fun, it's like great weather. But yeah, I
It
don't know,
sounds
man.
like the place for me. I mean, one of my New Year's resolution was to travel more, and it's on there, dude. I'm not. I think I'm going to go to Italy. I haven't booked it yet, but I'm going to do it after my Bahamas cruise.
You get your
going on a
passport.
cruise,
Yeah,
too?
I got my passport finally.
Nice.
So I booked a cruise for the Bahamas in May, going out of Orlando. Going to go to Universal, just fuck it, and then going to it's going to be great. I'm going to Vegas in a few weeks here, maybe in a week, maybe in 2 weeks. I got Planet Hollywood since it was so cheap.
Dude, that's crazy cheap.
Right? Dude, it was like $240. Like, why not?
That's crazy. Yeah.
Why not? Right? So I'm gonna do that. Gonna see how many places I can go to at once. I don't really know Vegas, but I've been watching like videos about it and stuff like that. A lot of people have opinions.
Are you just trying to hit the casinos? Are you trying to
No.
do like
I'm trying to do
stuff?
like
Wait, what do you
shows, food, scenery, shopping, and exhibits.
Okay. So I mean the good thing about Planet Hollywood is you're pretty centrally located.
Right.
But and then you can go I would just start up at the stratosphere and work your way down.
Is it Strat?
Yeah. Look, don't get me wrong, stratosphere is a shithole. To put it nicely. It's just old, bro. It's so old. But if you go up to the top, they got the bar up there that like rotates and stuff.
Right. Yeah, it's like the
what?
Space Needle, right?
Yeah. And exactly. That's what it's there to like kind of emulate, right?
Mm.
But I remember the first time I ever went there, they had I don't know what day it might have been like Martini Mondays or whatever. It was buy one get one martini.
Hell yeah, dude. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and I don't know. They had these like there's like chicken wings that are like kind of like lollipop chicken wings where they push the meat all the way up.
Yeah.
Dude, they had those there, and I was like, damn,
Dude, hell yeah.
this
dude.
is pretty good. And we would just go up there, we get a couple martinis. And the thing is, you can't split it. You can't like buy one, get one, and give somebody that. It's like, no, you got to order a martini.
I do want to check out the Orb show. I'm going to do that. I do want to do the gondola in Venetian. I want to see the Titanic exhibit in Luxor. One of the big things I chose one of the things I was checking out for like why I chose Planet Hollywood was I didn't want some old ass casino like the Strat or Circus. My mom recommended Flamingo for some reason, but that's like I Flamingo is famous for being fucking old as shit.
It's old as fuck, dude.
Pink Flamingo.
Yeah, it's just the Flamingo.
Flamingo was legitimately a mobster based casino. It was Bubsy.
Isn't
It was
one of
like
the OGs.
Bubsy Moran or something.
You gotta go to Fremont. Like the Fremont experience is fucking wild. Fremont Street is wild. It's like a whole different thing.
Is that the Miracle Mile?
I don't think it's the Miracle Mile. I don't know. It's just wild. It's just like craziness on one street. There's like a lot of street shows and performers and stuff. They had that, like, at least when I was there, they had that like freaking like Godzilla thing that breathed fire, like that robot.
Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
It's like crazy, dude.
That's
they call it
awesome.
the Fremont experience for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
But like the Luxor, man, like they have cool exhibits there, but the hotel itself is just a kind of a shithole.
Oh, I know it is. I've heard nothing but horror stories about Luxor.
It's so bad, dude. I remember my buddy was so excited. He went to Luxor. I was like, don't say the Luxor, dude. It's not that nice. He came back. He was like, that was a mistake. He's like, I'm never staying there again. He's like, people were like pissing on the hallways and stuff. Like,
what the fuck?
Dude, it's wild. It's cheap and it looks cool on the outside. And you go in there and you're like, this is not that cool. It's just not that cool. And Mandalay Bay, I think, is down there, right?
Yeah, it's connected to both Excalibur and Luxor. I heard Mandalay Bay is fucking awesome, but that's like Bellagio expensive.
Yeah. And the Bellagio, it's cool. It's nice. It ain't that nice. I'd rather say the Venetian or the what's the one attached to it?
I do.
Oh my god!
I did want to go to Venetian.
Totally blanket. Dude, the Venetian's dope.
It's really cool, but it's expensive, and I'm not that rich. And I know the shops they have around there.
Last time we stayed for free. I just used my points on my credit card, and it was like, I can't remember how many nights we got. Like 3 or 4 nights for free, and not that many points either. It was like this was really cheap.
That's awesome.
But we went like at a weird time.
I was thinking of like if Scott could hook me up, because El Dorado Resorts own Caesar. I could check out maybe Caesar's Palace.
Caesar Palace.
Yeah.
They don't even hook me up. That's a problem.
You're a suit. What do you mean they don't hook you up?
I can't even get a slice of pizza from Caesar's, man.
You'll get like people. You'll get the manager's rate. I don't know. I just made that up. I don't even know there's a thing.
It doesn't even exist.
But the best part about Vegas, though, is the last time we went, we did where you go and hunt down the speakeasies.
Right.
There's a website where it'll tell you where all the speakeasies are.
Hell yeah.
And some of them are like, you need a password, and they post a password every day. But even like if you get it wrong, they'll still probably let you in.
Mm-hmm. There's there's a lot of those around where I live. Like they're really, really cool. Like the old mobster, like Capone fucking speakeasies.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. The ones in like password in Vegas are like kind of hidden. Like one's like, in a barbershop, you just like gotta walk. You just gotta know and walk through it and go to the back door that looks like a janitor's closet, and then you go in and it's a bar.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And there's another one. We used to go, oh man, what was it? It's the something donkey or something. I can't remember what it's called, but it's the donkey show. That's different. Damn, what I can't remember what it's called, but it's in the was it in the Aria or it might have been the Cosmo. And it's like kind of in the food court area, but there's just a little picture of a donkey on a door. But some of them, it gives it away because people will like line up before they open.
Yeah, so it's just like, oh.
Yeah, but dude, we went into that one with the donkey. What's it called? I can't remember. Dude, it was awesome. It was just only tequila drinks. And then like you could be like, it's like one of those things you can tell the bartender, like, make something for me, and they'll make you something.
Yeah.
And the food's usually pretty good. And it's just, they're small. You know what I mean? Like maybe 25 people can fit in there, if that.
That's awesome.
Like,
I like it. I like the exclusivity of it. If I can get in there.
Yeah.
I want to check out like the ice bars too, because I've always wanted to try one. Never.
Yeah.
Done.
They're not that cool.
Oh,
I was underwhelmed, bro. Like they make you put on that jacket and shit. And it's like cool for like a minute, and then you're like,
It's
Okay,
done.
no.
It's a novelty that's wear off pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Oh,
I like the ones with like the wine flyers where they gotta like go up on the wire and they like jump around and grab the wine bottles out of
Yeah.
the crazy.
That's pretty cool.
There is dude. There's Vegas has wild shit, dude. It's amazing. I love that place.
yeah. I mean, I can't wait to check it out because, like, once I'm done there, I'm gonna go to Midtown New York for a while, see some shows there. I'm jet setting. This is what I told
Dude,
you over Christmas. I'm jet setting.
I wish I cared about shows. I just
I love
really
shows.
couldn't care less.
I love shows. They have the Great Gatsby live, and I want to see that. No,
Doesn't do anything. Doesn't do anything for me.
nothing. They also have Chicago playing. I want to see that.
No,
No, I like plays. I think the songs are catchy.
I don't really care for plays.
I've seen Wicked, Les Miserables. I've seen the Beetlejuice one. I thought that was good. Aladdin.
No,
No,
never,
Damn.
never.
Then I'm gonna go to Seattle, and then June I'm gonna I'm going back to Portland, Oregon for a while, and then I'm going to Europe.
Mm.
Why are you going to so many places? Like,
Because I can.
yeah,
Why
yeah,
Seattle?
sure.
I've never been.
Oh, okay. Another place I was underwhelmed by was Seattle.
Oh yeah, I forgot you've been everywhere.
It was okay. I mean, like Mount Rainier, like seeing Mount Rainier and stuff was
Yeah.
like cool, and went up to the Space Needle and stuff. But like, I was like, okay, I could do this in a day, and then I'm like, nah,
Hey, if I can do it in a day, that's fine, dude. That's even cheaper.
yeah.
Hey.
You might like it. It's kind of hipstery. You'll probably like it.
Who you calling a hipster? You're the one sucking down your European beer right now in your flannel.
It's first of all, that's all that's here in Europe is European beer. What are you talking about?
And
If I was a real hipster, I'd be drinking American beer in Europe because,
I like
it's
my
cheaper.
Budweiser.
bro, that kind of beer don't even exist. They don't even understand that beer.
They don't understand.
They don't understand it.
Oh my god! You know what just finally came to Chicago bars this week? Yingling.
Oh,
Really?
really?
Yeah.
I was trying to explain. My neighbor came over. He was like, "You got any American beer?" And I was like, "I'm not drinking." And he was like, "Oh, okay." But I did have one old like Yingling Oktoberfest left over, and I gave that to him. And I was like, Yingling. I was like, next time I go, I'll buy you some Yingling. I was like, you'll like it. It's pretty good.
It is good, man. I can't wait. I'm getting something right after this. I'm gonna be like, oh, it tastes like home.
Don't
Yeah,
they have
Yingling-
like chocolate Yingling or something? Like,
Yeah, they had
They
like
got
a
a couple
Hershey's
of them.
one last time I was in Maryland.
yeah, the Hershey's
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, I mean, it's the oldest brewery in the States, right?
Oldest brewery in America.
Yeah, yeah. It's we get it out here. Like on base, you can buy it.
Oh,
Wow.
it took forever
Yeah.
to come to Chicago, but you can get it in base in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing, folks? What
I don't know, man. God. Wait. So you said you're gonna go to Italy? Where in Italy are you gonna go?
I haven't decided yet. Probably around. I haven't decided either Rome, Milan, or Venice. But one of those three.
Do all three.
I'm trying to
Rome-
take it slow for a minute.
Rome's
Do
dope.
all three.
Well, I know Rome is dope, and history buff me. I would love to see Rome, but I feel like I would need a long stay in Rome if I go, because
I feel like
I
you
just want to see too
You
much.
should go to Egypt.
Egypt, I will go to Egypt eventually, and
If you go to
I will
Rome-
be worshipped as a god there, from my knowledge.
Okay, relax, Sahi. Jesus.
If I could meet Zahi, I will.
And they're gonna be like, "Wow, you're really lame and boring and academic." Like,
No,
where's the
Zahi's
cool-
gonna be like, I want you on my team, and I'd be like, Zahi, sure.
yeah,
And
he'll
then
be
you'll
like,
see
"Okay,
like
now
a history
he's like,
special of
and
me.
you will pay me $100,000 a year to work for me."
Hell yeah.
Zahi Owas is gonna be like, "Who do you think you are? You can't. You don't have
Yeah.
knowledge like me."
Dude, I'd be like,
Not on
Zahi,
my
that's
level.
awesome. You'll see like the new history special of me. It's gonna be called like Decoding the Past, and it's just gonna be me with a Zahi hat. Be like, we're
Now,
breaking
and
into
then he'll
this too.
sue you. He'll sue you
Yeah.
for copyright infringement.
No,
'cause
it's
he's
not.
First of all, it's not a Zahi. It's not a Zahi hat. It's an Indiana Jones hat.
Yeah, I know.
I was gonna say, if you go to Rome, 1 week is okay. Like you can do a decent amount of Rome in 1 week if you really pack your schedule. But you definitely got to do multiple trips.
Yeah. See,
Like,
that's
I've been
the thing.
I've been
Really?
twice, and I feel like we still didn't do everything.
Like I feel like in one trip I can get sick of Milan and I can get sick of Venice, but Rome is going to be a while. It would be the same if I went to like, let's say like Palermo in Sicily or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because Sicily, I just want to see all the ancient sites. I would love that so much.
Yeah, when I was in Naples, I wanted to go to Pompeii, but I didn't get a chance to. Yeah, you can see Vesuvius. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean Vesuvius is
We should
a pretty big city, too.
all go to these
Pompeii.
ancient sites.
Yeah. You're never gonna leave the country. Like, come on.
Let's
just be
it
real.
took a while for him to leave the neighborhood.
The fact that you need to like apply for a passport means you're never going anywhere.
Hold on, what?
Oh, okay, how
I
about this?
believe
Scott, what's your number one country to visit?
Egypt.
Egypt's your number one?
Really? Egypt?
Egypt? You
Yeah,
just want
what's
to get
the
into a
difference?
fist fight with some archaeologists?
No, they all agree with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Egypt's your number one.
Yeah, I go in there. I see the pyramids. I see how big they are. Pay the guard a couple $100. Go through the tunnels. Pay another guard couple $100. Climb the
He's gonna have this
pyramid.
envelope and it's gonna just have bribe money on it.
That's what they do. You gotta
I mean,
know
that's
how
fine.
these things work, Jordan.
That's fine, dude. Oh,
You gotta know how.
one of the things I was looking into doing is I wanted to ride the Orient Express from Vienna to Istanbul. I really wanted to do that. That
I really
is
want to go to
unbelievably
Vienna.
expensive.
I'm not surprised, dude.
Did you say gay?
Did you?
How is it gay?
I don't know what the Oriental Express is.
The Oriental Express. Be careful there. You're dangerously close to flourish over there.
Isn't that like the Polar Express?
No, dude.
No, that's a movie.
The Orient Express is an old train, luxurious train for the rich and the famous. Have you ever heard of the book Murder on the Orient Express by Agatha Christie?
Yeah, they had a movie of it.
Yeah, they did. Did they?
Yeah,
they did.
Yeah,
they
Chris.
did.
Yeah, I seen the movie. Yeah,
You didn't even know it was a book until just now. Give me a break. You didn't know that was a book. You said Agatha Christie, and you're like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, he knows who Agatha Christie is.
yeah. She wrote that other book.
What, Death on the
Nice.
Nile?
Why are you
See?
feeding into him? He didn't know.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know
You're
shit
shot in the
about
dark,
Agatha
dude.
Christie. He doesn't even know what genre it is.
It's thriller and mystery.
Thriller mystery.
Okay, sure.
See?
It's good. It's good.
Come
And
on,
you know what?
man.
I'm gonna pay for all this with my fucking dividends. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
It's actually going pretty well.
You should. Vienna seems dope.
How?
Really, I need to get to Vienna.
Oh, Vienna does seem dope. I would like to look at the old places of the classical musicians, like Mozart, Beethoven, and Bach. I think that would be really cool, really dope.
Yeah. We went to Zurich this past weekend. Zurich is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome. Like it's a really cool city. It's like kind of quiet and quaint, but like it's a big city. You know what I mean? Like there's so much money. All those like watchmakers and shit. Like all those Swiss like watchmakers are around there, and like it's pretty wild.
I mean, what do you
man.
expect from the home of the Illuminati?
Dude, I'm all about it. And it's on the river. And that's the cool part about like European cities. They're all like on rivers and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it is. Cities are always around bodies of water.
Yeah, cool cities are. Yeah.
Yeah, cool cities. Paris is situated in a focal point of rivers.
Yeah, Paris is cool. I didn't think I would like Paris, but I did. I really like Paris.
Yeah, everybody has like bad stories about Paris, but
A lot of people I
it
hear
seems
say
good.
Paris is like dirty, but they like the cafes. Like that's really cool.
Yeah, it's like the cafes, the brasseries, you know what I mean? Because like it's so weird
I
because
want to go
like,
to
you know.
Japan.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna become
Why?
a samurai.
So I can eat everything from the vending machine.
He's gonna walk off that flight, see a Japanese guy, and be like, "You know who Rurouni Kenshin is?"
Do you know what a reverse blade sword is, son?
Reverse
The
blades.
Matosai?
Where
And they'll be like,
can I
oh, didn't the guy, the writer, wasn't he a pedophile? And you'd be like, oh, no.
I know.
How disappointing was that, dude?
I know, and
It's
he pretty much got like a slap on the wrist too. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But isn't Japan like isn't it like futuristic?
It depends
I
where
hear,
you
you
go.
know, I hear mixed things about Japan because, like, from like a tech standpoint, yeah, but like culturally, they're not very like,
Progressive.
yeah. I don't even think progressive is not even the word I'm looking for. It's like,
There's conservative.
Traditional, I
Yeah.
would say.
yeah, traditional is a better word
Traditional.
for it because they're kind of stuck, like culturally. They haven't really like grown as a culture. Like they have all this cool tech, but yet, like at the end of the day, they're still using fax machines and floppy disks.
Yeah.
You
Oh
know
yeah,
what I
that's
mean?
weird.
It's like they
That's
haven't
weird.
progressed like through the '80s crash.
No, that's
Yeah,
weird.
it's like, but I've also heard some people say, "Oh yeah, it's very futuristic." In the '80s, it was futuristic, but they're like, it's still like stuck in 2003. You know what I mean? Like they have like niches and like, you know, they do a lot of robotics and all this other stuff, but like they're like, yeah, since like the early 2000s, it hasn't really exploded. It's just they were so far ahead of everybody, and then everybody caught up, and they were like, oh, now what do we do?
What about
And-
China? Go to China.
I'd like to go to China. I would like to go
See
to
the
like
Great Wall of China.
You would,
Beijing, see the Great
communist.
Wall. Chris is going to hit us with his American propaganda, and
The Great Wall of China kept the people in, not out.
huh? No, it was to keep out the Mongols. They
That's
didn't
what
do
you
it very well.
Listen to his communist propaganda.
Yeah, communist
They
Look,
kept
dude.
people in. Wait, no, I said they kept the people in, not out. What are you talking about?
No,
They're trying to
Jordan,
keep
he
out
said
the
to keep him out. I was
Mongols.
like, nah, dude, it's to keep him in.
They tried to keep out the Mongols, dude. I don't know why people are trying to rewrite history, like trying to think something happened in 1989.
Bro.
Jordan is also filled with propaganda.
Dude, Jordan's hook, line, and sinker from whatever the academic talking points are, the pre-approved CNN talking points. Jordan's all about them.
Okay. How about this? Why is China trying to keep people in with the Great Wall of China?
We don't know.
I mean, they technically kept people in with the Great Wall of China because there's bodies inside of its structure, but that's about it.
Think about how long the Great Wall of China is. I think it's like longer than our country's like coast, right?
China is about comparable in the size of the United States.
I just don't know why you need to build a wall that big. It doesn't make any sense.
I mean, apparently a lot of people voted for
Bro,
it in 2016.
If you're gonna get conquered, you get conquered. Like just admit defeat. Like if you got to build a freaking wall,
I mean,
it's
getting
ridiculous.
conquered by
That
the
was like
Mongols
Helm's
was
Deep.
horrible. It was like horrible, dude. They were brutal.
How do you have so many
They
people?
were
that
only
wiped
brutal
out
if you-
that
They
wall?
were
wiped out
only
like
brutal.
an eighth of the population of the world.
They were only brutal if you stood up to them. If you just accepted it, they didn't kill you.
Why would you just give up?
Until you
though?
get blitzkrieg. If you
Bro,
get
what are you talking
blitzkrieg
about?
through that wall, you were done.
That was the
And not to
Mongol
mention,
way.
China was like kind of the brunt of figuring this shit out. Everyone else, like let's say
Hold on,
Russia
was that the
capitulated
Mongol
pretty
way?
quickly.
The Mongol was, hey, you pay me. I am now your lord, but you can still have your own religion. You could still live your life. Just pay the fee.
He did. He was like that. Genghis
Right?
Khan.
I did not
Pay
think
it on.
I did not have Genghis Khan truther on my fucking bingo card today.
I mean, he was still brutal. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, he still made, but he was a man of the people. Man of the people.
And he was very smart. He wrote poetry.
Yeah, no, that was his gay side. I don't like.
Yeah, he wrote poetry as he was launching diseased heads at people.
Well, it's because they didn't give up, bro. It's like it's one of those things where like you can either just like accept defeat, or we're gonna come at you.
This is so
Weren't they
weird
the
coming
first
from-
ones to have like bow and arrow riders on horses?
Horse archers has been a thing from in the Mongolian steppes for a while. Attila the Hun, who predated him, had it, but horse-drawn archers has been a thing since the Bronze Age.
I'm pretty sure they were like one of the
They
first
just
ones,
like
and
no, the
Well-
Mongols were just effective. They were
The
just
steppe-
I know
super
the
steppe
effective at it.
people. The steppe people were like, yeah, it was just that whole area. That's where it like really developed. You know?
Like Attila the Hun was probably Mongolian in a way.
Yeah, I mean, it was a bunch of tribes. The Mongolians didn't really exist until Genghis Khan
Yeah, he
kind of
united
united them
them.
all. Yeah,
The great Genghis Khan.
and I mean, the dude was. I mean, he was ruthless as fuck. But as he got older, he got a little bit more like, all right, like, let's. It was more about ruling and conquering, more than just like straight up murdering. Because in the beginning, it was just blood feuds.
It was
I
blood
know where
feuds,
he's buried at.
conquering, which I mean, it's still the greatest
Nobody does.
landmass continuous
do.
empire in the world ever seen. I would say his prodigy were a little more focused on administration than he was, like Kublai and stuff. But like,
Yeah, but he built it. He
did build
built
it.
the empire.
He did build it, and it took a while
know.
for people to throw off those shackles.
Came from his mom. They were abandoned. They were nothing. They were
Nothing.
abandoned to die. The
Yep.
next thing you know, the dude's ruling the largest land empire in the world. Are
yeah.
you kidding me?
Yeah, I
Are you
mean, his
kidding me?
his mom was stolen from her actual husband.
Yeah.
And then it's crazy, dude. Like, talk about like rags to riches, man.
And you know you're cool when your whole people, when they write their history down, they call it the secret history.
Mhm.
Like, that's amazing.
It's
Like, it's
amazing.
great.
How do you
It's just
think?
like-
How do you think
it's
people
just
like that
you'll
get
see no other
developed?
country with the most brutalist authoritarian leader they ever have and be like, yeah, this dude was fucking awesome.
He was awesome.
But it's like how do people like that, right, from the rags to riches like that, like Genghis Khan, like how do you think like that gets like developed? Like, do you think
just,
it's like
kind of just a snowball thing? You know, he wanted
like-
revenge. He united the tribes and was like, what now? I guess we just expand. I don't think he went
but
out
what
to
I'm-
say I'm going to conquer the
but-
world.
But what I'm saying is like, you know, like, you think he was like born differently and thought differently than most people, or
I
is it
think-
just completely?
I think it's a timing thing, bro. It's luck, timing, and like he had the right personality for it. But he also like, at least
Because
in,
he was
like,
also
Genghis-
like,
he had a lot to prove.
Yeah.
yeah,
know what I
but
mean?
wasn't he also like bigger in stature than most people too?
Well, I don't know.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I think that might be like more of a depiction kind of like
Legend?
because he was
Larger
yeah,
than
I mean,
life.
he got pretty fat because he was like, whatever. But I mean,
Yeah, I mean, towards the end of his life, all he did was drink and fuck. It was like his number one thing. It's what killed him.
yeah,
And then, I mean, we'll never find. I mean, we will never know for sure because he's buried in an unmarked patch of land somewhere. Because
I know where he's
Dude.
buried.
no, first of all, nobody knows where he's buried, and the way they
Had a
did it was awesome.
yeah, because
They
they killed
buried him.
everyone that did it.
And then they killed everyone, and then the
That-
dude killed
Dude,
himself.
Yeah.
Crazy, dude. Yeah, that's wild.
That's part of like the Mongolian religion. It was like Tengu or something. You know,
What if one day you're just out and about, you tripped over a rock, and it was Genghis Khan's body?
but you wouldn't know though. You would think it's just a body because that's how they buried all their people back then.
DNA.
I mean, that doesn't really help too much because a lot of people are related to Genghis Khan. Like, I think a third of the Mongolian population is descended from him.
Exactly, and then you'll get 100% match.
I mean, dude. I mean, if you want to be famous, there's your calling card, man. If you want to be a famous archaeologist, find Genghis Khan's body.
Where do you think he was buried at?
No idea.
Mongolia.
Definitely near Mongolia. Probably not even near the old capital.
I thought they said he was buried near the river, right? Like the whatever that river was that they like kind of
Yeah.
worshipped. Honestly, his body probably got washed out at some point with some flood. Like he ain't doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. The
It doesn't
final resting
matter.
place of Temujin.
Yeah, old Temujin, baby.
Mongolians.
Bro, the dude was a badass. Don't
He
care what
was
anybody
he wasn't
says.
badass. He was a brutal dude who created the largest continuing landmass empire. Didn't last long, but it was
Didn't need to.
it was cool.
It was cool, man. I mean, if his son wasn't such a little bitch.
I mean, his whole family was kind of heading toward bitchery. That's what happens when you're just like, yo, I'm related to Genghis. I'm Genghis Khan's son or grandson. I deserve everything.
Yeah, when you kind of like live off the name instead of like establishing yourself, that's where you're.
And he had so many prodigies. It was just like there was a lot of infighting, and that's why the empire ended up fracturing anyway. Like Kublai was, Khan of Khans, but he didn't really control the whole empire. He only controlled.
Didn't he have like a? Didn't he have like a?
Not the Golden Horde. My bad.
He wrote in a journal.
I don't know about that.
Genghis. I don't know.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he had a journal because I remember like he had a journal and people were like reading his journal and like getting into his mind. And
Are you sure it wasn't just a secret history? Secret histories is like the only written thing about the Mongols outside, like from them. If I'm not mistaken, that was like the only thing that really like lasted. I mean, people wrote about him, right? But like, I think from the Mongolian Empire, that was the only like real piece of literature that they had. Because I don't think he was literate, dude.
Genghis, no, there's no way he was.
Yeah,
who would have taught him?
I don't think he was. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Not to mention,
he grew up
like
on a
literacy
river.
wasn't like a thing in Mongolia. There were a bunch of just feudal tribes,
Yeah.
If anything, like they had like a Chinese guy walk around with him writing everything down.
Well, Google says he was never a student and he was never tutored by anything and he never read a book. He was illiterate.
This is all not shocking at all.
That's what I was saying. So then how would he have had a journal?
His kids probably. I mean, I guess they were trying to become Chinese royalty.
Yeah. I mean, he could have had somebody who, like you said, followed him around. He like dictated to him, like,
yeah,
hey, these are my thoughts. But
yeah, China at the time was very cultural. It was very cultured, especially with the royal family and everything. So when Mongolia started taking over China, they did absorb much of their practices. So they probably had their scribes, just how they walked. They especially took the concubines. They took the food, everything. So they did adopt a lot of the practices.
Yeah,
but just not really during Genghis's time. You should try their alcohol.
Whose?
The Mongolian alcohol.
What is it? I don't know what it is.
I forget what it's called, but it is like traditional drink. Yeah, it's like horse semen.
Oh, yeah. I've heard about that. Yeah, isn't there blood in it too?
Yeah, it's like that.
What's wrong with you guys?
Yeah,
they used to drink. That's how if you wanted to negotiate with the Khans, you had to drink it with them.
Oh.
Scott would have been the guy having to milk the horses, though. Let's be real.
That's not my job.
Scott would have been
That's
like,
your job.
bro, I'm not drinking that shit. What is wrong with you? And then wonder what happened.
First of all,
wake up dead.
I'll be the only ones conquering the Mongolians.
You'd be conquering the Mongolians.
Oh yeah?
Everyone thinks they're gonna be they would be some ancient warlord, would be like the dude with leprosy in the corner of town.
Nah, dude.
No one is a feudal lord.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I've seen my past lives. I was nothing but kings and conquerors.
Man,
kings and conquerors.
Man, your bloodline
really
fell off, dude. Now you're a casino suit guy. What happened?
Yeah,
bro?
It's a real story. Ain't okay.
You must have pissed off the wrong witch.
My story is not over yet. It's just
that's why he became a dealer, bro. So he can watch those people lose money. He's like, yeah, that's right. It's mine. And then the pit boss like, no, bro, it's mine. You know, like
I tell you what, though.
I feel like Scott in the past life is like in Lord of the Rings. He's like Crema Wormtongue.
Hold on, I'll tell you what though. Ethics, people that I work with, right? These people that I work with that are like in management, they have like the greatest ego trips and power
Power
trips
trips.
you
Of
can
course, because
imagine.
it's like they're just trying to have a little control in their shitty life.
They have zero control in their lives, and this is the only thing that makes them somewhat valuable by saying yes or no. And they just, dude, they take it to the
They love saying
extreme.
no.
Yeah,
I'm sure they
everyone
love
has
saying
felt the pain of a manager who takes it too seriously.
Oh my god! And everybody hates each other because everybody can do it better. It's hilarious. It's funny. I'm sorry, I didn't go off track, but it is hilarious. I find
Maybe they were the true kings in a past life.
Oh, and maybe where you're right
what?
where you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
You think about that?
Going,
Life's a journey,
yes,
baby.
my lord. Right away, my lord.
Yeah,
Send it,
life's
my
a
lord.
journey, baby.
Send it, my
Life's a
lord.
Yeah.
journey. It don't.
I mean, think about it. You started here milking horses, and now you're up here in a casino. Like you're just climbing. It's just a slow climb. It's gonna take you a couple more lives, but you're climbing.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But listen, this life is not over. It's the beginning. Tomorrow, I could get a ticket and scratch and be a millionaire. We never know.
I wouldn't rely on. I wouldn't lean on that for my future.
You never know.
I don't think that's how kings were made back then, though.
You never know. I could walk into Egypt and then just be praised and have some random people be like, "We have been expecting your return."
Wasn't
Like-
this an episode in Futurama?
You never know.
I don't think there's
Yeah,
many
never
people
know.
in Egypt worshiping the old religions.
There is,
You know,
God.
I don't think Amun Ra is like really like a real big, god.
I
in
mean,
Egypt
no,
anymore.
people that tour Egypt, that give tours on Egypt, they're primarily like, the older.
This dude thinks he's
You
gonna
know,
walk.
they're really in tune. They're in tune with it.
Look, this is what Scott's expecting now. He's going to fly into Cairo. He's going to visit the great pyramids of Egypt, and he's going to be seeing like a few people black cloaked on a horse going like pointing, just looking. And Scott's going to be like, what's going on? And then eventually he's going to tour
No, I already know what's going on.
the great pyramid, and he's going to come out, and those guys are going to be surrounding him, and they're going to be like, we are the Magi. We have been expecting you.
Exactly. But it's
And
a little bit
dude.
different
And
than
they're
that.
just like,
It's
we
a little
need you
bit
to have
different.
this puzzle piece, and then he becomes Yu-Gi-Oh!
I'm gonna go to Cairo. I'm gonna walk out. I'm gonna see a whole bunch of people with white robes bowing to me. They're gonna point and say, you have to make the climb. Make the climb to the Great Pyramid, and then they're gonna say the cap is back. And I'm gonna light up.
He is the cap of the Great Pyramid.
And then you're gonna pull a Titanic and just stand up there. How about top of the
Somebody
world?
hold me.
Fucking CC
Somebody-
just appears out of nowhere going like, finally, I have kept it warm
Somehow
for
this
you,
turned
sir.
in. Yeah, this is I've got like a little hint of like Aladdin, some Yu-Gi-Oh, some Titanic. Like, what is going on here, dude? Where's Jafar?
This is the prophecy
you
being
know?
fulfilled, man.
It's just a prophecy, man. Jafar's
bit of Lord
my
of the Rings.
nemesis, man.
Jafar,
Jafar's your
No,
nemesis?
man.
he's not your Grand Vizier?
You never know.
Where's the genie?
You never know.
How do you think he gets
Scott's-
this shit done, dude? Egypt's
Scott's
gonna
riding.
be prosperous.
Scott rides up on Mufasa,
And they're
dismounts.
gonna recognize
It's-
me because
dude,
I won't call them.
Dude, the Great Pyramid's going to be like his pride rock. It's going to be great, dude.
Yeah.
They're gonna recognize me because I won't call them Egyptians. I'm gonna call them Comedians.
Yeah, the
Chemets.
He's going to
The
be, he's going to go to
Comedians.
some random guy on the tarmac and be like, what's up, Comedians? They're going to be like,
Yeah.
this is our guy.
How did you know?
How did you
No,
know?
they're gonna be like, what'd you say? And he'd be like, I don't know how to say it, but you know what I meant. That's what he's gonna do, dude.
And then start speaking in tongues, and they're gonna be like, "We have
Speaking in
Turkish
tongues.
language and
They'll be like,
history."
we saw your name in a cartouche right in Abu Simbel. It's crazy.
Yeah.
What can I
I'm
say?
I'm excited. You should get there as soon as possible.
Yeah.
You know, I gotta
you
wait
should
until
change
the
world,
aliens
dude.
attack first.
I can't
No,
believe you're
dude. You-
postponing saving the world.
Well, he's gotta wait
I
for
gotta
his
wait.
passport. This is like a movie, right? It's like he's like the savior, but he like is too lazy to put his passport application in.
I need it expedited now.
Yeah.
Expedited
The
FedEx.
world.
He's got to pull an extra shift just so he can pay for the expediting. You know.
He's the next pharaoh of Egypt, and the fucking
Yeah.
pencil pusher, and the fucking, and the government's just like, I'm on break. Sorry.
Yeah. And his like little spirit guy's like, dude, just fucking just mail the thing. And he's like,
fucking
I'll get
Ramesses.
to it.
Fucking
He's like,
Ramesses
"No,
the
I-
second going like,
Yeah.
please take your throne, my child. What are you doing?
When he
They're gonna know.
Yeah.
They're gonna know because I'm gonna land on a Spirit airplane. They're gonna be like,
Spirit, you're flying Spirit all the way over. There's no way you're making it, dude.
but the name is symbolic. That's why. They're gonna be like, oh,
Dude, this is
Oh,
a
yeah?
good movie. It's called
You're bringing the-
Spirit.
you're bringing the Spirit back.
The spirit
think
of
it
my
might have-
ancestors have named this
The
plane.
prophecy is Spirit. You're gonna fly in through Spirit and
God, that would
liven
be the
up.
most horrendous plane ride, dude. All the
That
way
would
to
be that would
Egypt.
be awful, dude.
It's a little
And then-
shaky.
the best part is you land it. It's in English. Like they're like, what is this? I'll never. That's not Spirit. Like what? You know what I mean? Like you couldn't even make it in Egyptian.
It's gonna be funny. Yeah, you're not even gonna know how to speak the language while you're there.
Scott's gonna hand.
Nah,
them
I
an
know it.
Egyptian-
It's-
He's gonna
it's
hold
a-
up an
it-
Egyptian Mew card and be like, "This is it. This is the calling."
You guys don't understand. You guys don't understand.
They're like,
That
while we're
soul
here, do we
ties to
duel
it,
or
so
what?
it's a knowing.
I heard
it's a
that's the thing
knowing.
we do.
I'm writing this movie. The savior. He can't get out of. You know. He finally gets his passport and then he doesn't know how to buy a plane ticket. And he's like, Or no, yeah, I
Which
think he
way-
needs a
it's just
visa.
like-
That's what he needs. He needs to get a visa, and he's like, I don't even know how to get a
I don't
visa.
even know how to do it. And he's just like,
Which way to
spends
the
4
gate?
hours comparing deals on Expedia.
Yeah. Wait, do you need a visa to go to Egypt? I don't even know.
I think you just need a passport.
I don't. You might want to look that up.
I'm gonna. You know what You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go to Egypt, see Zai Hawass, shake
Alright.
his hand, and he will fall down to his knees and pray to me.
And say, forgive me for all my transgressions.
He said, "The prophecy has come
Forgive
true.
me.
The chosen one is here."
And he's just gonna be like, "You're replaced." I'm calling the real archaeologist, Graham Hancock.
Did you hold on though? Did you know that Graham Hancock? Hold on, this is true. So, a lot of like archaeologists get into that field because of Graham Hancock.
I'm sure
Yeah,
some
he
people
definitely-
have, but
he
I wouldn't say
definitely-
all of them.
He
I wouldn't say
definitely
most.
inspired. He inspired.
He's-
a
I
lot of,
mean,
like, the more
inspired-
recent-
Yeah, he inspired a lot of people. I mean, like because if you think about it, right? Like when you think like you're thinking about like Indiana Jones and you're thinking about like the Ark of the Covenant, or
I'm
like,
sure Indiana
you
Jones
know, like-
inspired a lot of people.
But I'm saying, but yeah, and what did he chase after? Like the mysteries, you know? It makes it look somewhat exciting, not just taking a brush and brushing off rocks and
Well, I
saying,
mean,
"Oh,
archaeologist is a lot. Being an archaeologist is a lot more boring than those movies made it seem like.
I know," but it inspired many people to go there. You know, to go into that field and studied.
Oh yeah, I mean, I love
Just a
archaeology.
little thing.
I wanted to be an archaeologist for a while. It would.
You still can.
Yeah,
What
I'm
are you
sure I
talking
can.
about?
But
How's that going?
Yeah, you
it's not
do it
going
when you
well
retire.
at all. Huh? Maybe do that when I retire. Yeah,
You could
I
do
can
it when you
be-
retire.
I can be the retired archaeologist now in history.
And then you're gonna be like, I hate to say this, but those Great Pyramids, not tombs. You're gonna be like, oh.
They are.
I do think
tombs,
it's
though.
wild. I think it's wild how archaeology was started by a bunch of rich people who had just nothing better to do. Like it's so great, dude.
Archaeology.
I know.
That's literally how it started. A bunch of dudes were like, "Fuck it, let's go check this out. Let's go dig and
Yeah.
raid." You know, they were really Tomb Raiders. Like
I mean,
like
they
OG.
were 100%.
Yeah, I was gonna
Tomb
say
Raiders.
that.
There were
I
a
was
bunch
gonna
of
say that,
rich,
Tomb
smart
Raiders for
people
sure.
that decided to tag along on Napoleon's campaign as he like fucking carved like a field of blood in Egypt and was just like, "Oh, look, an artifact."
It's crazy.
And
They're
then
like,
Britain
"I want
came and
this
was
in
just
my
like,
house."
"Give it all up. This is ours."
And Yeah, and now all we care about is how's Bitcoin doing? You know what I mean? Like,
We used to have a
doing.
spirit for adventure, but not anymore.
yeah. Well,
No, we still do. People still do.
You don't even want to go to Mars, dude. You don't even care about adventure.
I will go to Mars.
You're
just not
You're
first.
anti-adventure.
I will go to Mars.
You are
just not first.
anti-adventure.
I want to go to the moon. I said I want to go to the moon. It seemed much more.
Why do you
feasible.
want to go to the moon?
It's feasible.
Dude.
I'm less likely to die, and I can still see
We've already
Earth
been
pretty
there.
well, and I like that. It's much and
Hold on,
cheaper.
you guys.
And it's not a
Did
one
you guys
way.
know that the moon is anomalous?
It's what?
Oh, anomalous?
Anomalous.
In what
In what way?
context?
In what way? In
Yeah.
what way? I mean, like it's the only moon with the no. Hold on, no. It's the only moon that does rotate in our solar system. Like, I mean, we only see the one side.
It's a tidal.
That's weird.
It's tidally locked.
It's tidally locked. It rotates.
Yeah,
with
it's tidally
us.
locked. Right.
It doesn't just sit there.
Have you ever seen another moon
Have
There's
I ever
hundreds of
seen
them.
another moon? There's lots of moons.
that is tidal locked?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
I don't know
Let's look.
if they're all tidal locked,
no,
but
there
like,
isn't.
Jupiter has a shit
There
ton of
isn't.
moons. Saturn has moons.
That are
Pluto
tidal locked?
has a moon, and I'm pretty sure it's locked. I'm pretty sure Pluto is locked with
Phobius
remember
or
what it's called.
whatever.
Phobos and Deimos.
Yeah.
What about did you know each crater on the moon only goes towards the same certain depth? Doesn't matter how wide or how non-wide the diameter is. Like, dude, the moon it shouldn't be there.
Pluto and Charon. I didn't know that was another moon. Are
Yeah,
an
Chiron.
extreme example. Charon
Yeah.
are an extreme example of a tidal lock.
I'll believe it.
Pluto's. Oh my god, how many moons does Pluto have nowadays?
Pluto's not even a planet.
It's a dwarf planet. Planet's still in the name, but the one I know about, I think is more widely recognized is the one that's Chiron.
What
But they are tidal
about
locked.
the other planet that's in the asteroid belt?
The other dwarf planets, like
Yeah.
Eros.
No, the one that it's like
There's lots of dwarf planets in our solar system.
it's called like Ceres or something.
Oh, Ceres?
CRE
Yeah,
or something.
is that the fucking Death
Yeah.
Star looking one?
That's the one that's like in the asteroid belt.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I think if it's not the Death Star one, it's like the big one. I know there's one that's like almost the size of Mercury near there.
Mercury's on the other side.
Mercury's the closest planet to the sun.
Yeah, Ceres is like between Mars and the asteroid belt.
Yeah, there's a ton of dwarf planets. There's probably more in the Kuiper belt.
Yeah, that's wild, right? And, like, I don't know.
Yeah,
But the moon is
Here you go, Scott. All 20 known moons in the solar system that are large enough to be round are tidally locked with their primaries.
where'd you get that at?
At the end of the day, the moon
Literally
isn't really
on
all that
Wikipedia.
special.
Hold on, you trust Wikipedia?
You
as
trust
a source? Come on,
Wikipedia?
bro.
More than you? You said it was anomalous. You learned that word yesterday, and now you're going to throw it in here.
Oh, yesterday,
And you were wrong.
2 minutes
You
ago,
were-
honestly.
You were wrong.
You know what the best thing about the moon is, Scott? The most interesting thing is not that it's anomalous, is that it's moving away.
That's not that.
There's
I think
going to be a
everything is moving
point in
away.
Earth's life where we don't have the moon anymore.
There was a point. There was already a point when we didn't have the moon.
Well, there's only theories on how we got the moon.
Hold on. How do you spell anomalous?
We're talking
Because-
about the moon because when the moon
When it goes
when
to
the moon becomes anomalous and like not tidal locked, that is the coming of the king of Egypt.
Really?
Yeah,
No, he just made that up.
I don't make up anything.
Doesn't even make any sense.
It's a sign. Like when the planets align and they feed into the power of the great factories, aka the pyramids.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what the Mayan calendar is telling us.
It's, as soon as well, it's all right because I'm crashing UFOs with psionics. So
with psionics. Dude, I wouldn't do that because those orbs might start dogpiling on you.
You can't. You won't be able to see
curious.
him though because you don't believe in him.
I'm so curious. Hold on. Here's my thing, right? Like I've meditated for a long time.
And I've astral
right?
projected for a long time.
The whole point, hold on, the whole point of like meditation is just to be completely present, right? And it's to not it the whole point of meditation is to be completely present and not identify you as yourself, as your thoughts or your ego, right? 'Cause your thoughts are your ego and vice versa. So my thing is how are you able to sit there and meditate and then like summon something in? You know what I mean?
You obviously don't understand. The fact that you even
Help
gotta
me
ask that question
understand.
means you're
Help
beyond
me
saving.
understand.
Like, let's just be real. You obviously don't
I
understand,
feel like I'm the savior.
bro.
Yeah.
It's not happening. You're done.
Who are you saving? Humanity?
If you
Yeah.
haven't been able to meditate in RV at the same time, like you're just not even present. I meditate so hard that I'm present in other planets. Like it's how present I am.
Dude, that's what I do on my evenings. Like when I start to astral project, I try to see what's going on all around me. I was just in the void inside the Great Pyramid.
Bro, I RV all the time,
Yeah.
dude.
Usually when I finally reach like nirvana or something and I shed my corporeal form and become one energy, that's I'm looking I
Yeah.
plan to do that maybe in a year or two.
Yeah. I was hanging out with the Nordics last year, actually. The Nordics,
Oh, they're not cool. I like the Grays.
the tall whites, the grays. The
Oh yeah, hold on.
reptilians.
You watched that Joe Rogan episode. How was that?
Dude, let me tell you what. The first like 10 minutes, it was just Joe Rogan being like, but like, this seems like bullshit. The guys are like, oh yeah, I'd say it would be too, but it's real, So like, you had Jason Sands on there just spouting,
Trust me, bro.
just dumb stuff. The other guy who I guess he like actually worked for the UAP task force, he was like a little more believable. Like he was definitely like more of a open-minded, like this is what I've heard. But he was like, he's like, I don't really have any like real experiences to back it up. But like, dude, it took a crazy turn. He's like, oh yeah, we knew about this. He's always like, oh yeah, I was out of the program at the time, but I know like this, and this, and this, and it was just like, what are you talking? Like he was just, I don't know. I guess he did. Apparently, there's a video out there of him saying how he used to be an alien warrior when he was in the Air Force.
Fucking God,
and he was
dude.
sent.
What?
Yeah, like
dude, I miss when he lived in California. There was a lot less cranks.
When hold on, I will say this because that guy Jason Sands, when he was coming out, a lot of people were skeptic about this guy.
I don't buy
when
it.
he came out. When he came out in the Twitter space, and everybody was like, "That's the craziest place that ever come out in." And then you learn like James Fox, low-key was like carving out on him. He was training him because like some of like I mean, in all honesty, like a lot of people have to get rid of this word called impossible, right? They can't be so dismissive. I mean, like, yeah, we'll hear you out. That doesn't exactly mean that it's true, but we're hearing you out.
I hear you. I'm the same way.
Yeah, because like a lot of things might be like a little too woo for the for the normal people, and it's like you gotta calm it down, bro.
No, I hear
you gotta calm it down.
Sometimes you gotta tone it down a little bit so people can grasp it. You can't make knowledge too unattainable to some minds that just don't understand. I totally get it. That's why I don't like to say no to like, just theories, because we're just, ping-ponging theories, trying to figure out the vastness of our reality, our earth, our past, basically, and what we can go in the future.
I agree.
Yeah. You say no all the time. What are you talking about?
I say no to bullshit.
Well, then you think everything's bullshit.
But everything is just a theory.
You just said we were ping-ponging theories. What are you talking? You already just killed your own theory.
Look, there's something called an open mind. I don't know if you've heard of this concept or something, but like that's
Yeah,
the
I'm still waiting
embodiment
for
of
you to
me.
figure that out.
Like,
Yeah,
I'm just
you
saying,
think so?
yeah. Everything I do and say is with an open mind. That's how I learn. That's where my
Pretty sure
brain
there's
has
some really
expanded.
early versions of this podcast of you and Scott yelling at each other when it came to Egypt.
Look, bro.
Yeah, I know my
Intelligence
view
is something
of
built
ancient
on.
Egypt is right. My ancient Egypt is right because I actually did. You know what? No,
What's a
no,
cartouche?
he's right. He is
What's
talking
a
about ancient
cartouche?
Egypt. I'm talking about Kemet. I'm talking about Kemet.
What's a
This is
before
before
cartouche?
Egypt.
What's a
You
cartouche?
you taking your cartouche. Keep taking it because once you realize,
Who
once you learn like
was the first
alchemy
pharaoh
and
of Egypt?
chemistry and stuff like that, oh, then Egypt starts
It
looking a little
doesn't
bit
it doesn't
different.
matter because Atlantis is the only thing you guys should care about.
This is true. And it's in Africa.
They predate the Egyptians easily, hands down.
Easily.
It's true.
Hold on,
the
though.
real cradle of civilization. I mean, we still have to dig Göbekli Tepe, because I'm sure the library is under there, secondary to the library underneath the Sphinx left paw.
Hold on, I will say this, though. I will say this. Atlantis is a umbrella term, right? But all these ancient civilizations, it is kind of weird how they're all similar but unique in their own way. And it's like, the like all of them, all the people just disappeared. All the knowledge of how they build it and all that stuff is just gone.
I mean, it's not
crazy.
It's not totally gone, but there is a lot of things we don't know. Sucks, but like, hey, that's why archaeologists exist, right?
That's why corruption is, right? That's what like
corruption.
I mean, my only issue with archaeologists is they find some stuff and they kind of create a story around it. It's not always like it's just like, well, this is how we think it might have happened, but because I said it like this means it's true.
Yeah,
and people just take it and run with
does
it.
that. Everyone,
you know what is so crazy?
The archaeologists, the mainstream have a story, and the theorists have a story. Everyone creates a story around something. Sometimes they
that's what I'm saying. But you know what?
But some
stories are considered fact.
Some stories are more easily corroborated than the others.
Well, we have a lot more evidence on our side. We have more evidence.
You have no evidence. You have barely any evidence on your side.
I would say it's the lack of evidence that proves it.
I wouldn't say that.
Oh, yeah, I would. I totally would.
Look, as the paragon of open mind, I am willing to hear you out.
Paragon of open mind. We're talking to a Zahiwas.
They lost me when they said Upper Egypt's in the south and Lower Egypt's in the north. Like, these guys are dumb, dude.
That's absolutely what it is.
Doesn't make any sense. I don't care if the Nile flows the wrong way.
The Nile does flow the wrong way. That's the problem.
It sounds like bullshit to me.
What do you say about the people in like Peru and like the Aztec, like with their pyramids, and then the Chinese pyramids, and then other pyramids all over the world?
Oh, the pyramids all over the world.
If you want to build a large structure that makes sense,
you have to build one that looks like a pyramid back then. You can't just build it just straight up.
What about like the megalithic pyramids though that are over the world?
What megalithic?
Especially around the equator.
You mean like the
ones that are?
Which ones?
Like the ones around the equator,
like in the Amazon.
Yeah, like they got some in.
Are you talking about the ones that like all line up on the one like longitudinal?
Yeah.
Like yeah. I don't know. Yeah, they all like kind of line up in the same area of Earth, right? It's not the equator though. I don't think. I think it's a little bit above the equator.
It's like above and below, but I mean, like they're all near the same, and they all have the same like. It is crazy. I think this is what I think. This is what I think.
Lay on the truth bomb.
So you have 7 virtues of the soul and 7 vices of the soul, right? I want to say those ancient civilizations were more lenient to the virtues of the soul, where we are more vice to the soul. You know what I'm saying?
What are the 7 virtues and 7 vices?
So, like for instance, like fasting, and famine, right?
Feast and
No,
famine?
no,
You're thinking of the 7
feast
virtues
and
and the
famine.
7 deadly sins.
Yeah, you're thinking of the 7
Yeah,
deadly
it's the
sins?
same
Yeah.
thing.
Charity, temperance,
It's the same
patience,
thing.
humility, kindness, diligence, chastity, and justice.
And they have the opposite of it too, right?
Yeah.
Well, the 7 deadly
sins.
sins are like, sloth, greed,
Pride.
lust, pride,
Which is based like on our society.
homosexuality.
Which is like based on our society, where I want to say the ancient ones, the ancient civilization, it was the other way. They were based on the other side. Where
I
it was
don't know
like,
what I have no idea what you're trying to get at here, dude. You're just rambling at this point. Are you saying that
am
they
I
like
rambling, Jordan?
No, as a dude with open mind, I'm actually listening intently.
Thank you. Thank
read
you.
his computer? What are you talking about?
Sorry,
Yeah,
Chris is
this
a
is
little
a
bit too mainstream to understand this right now, but keep going.
that's too mainstream. Yeah. Did he mute himself, or is that just me?
Can't hear him.
So the 7 deadly sins is the foundation of our civilization,
Right.
right?
Okay.
Of our new era civilization.
So
Greed.
I get what you're saying. You're saying we kind of almost grew up on like what not to do, where they were like, "This is how you should live, not how you should not live." Is that what you're saying?
Pretty much, I would say like that's just our like our foundation was
We
on that
focused on the
side of the
bad.
spectrum.
They focused on the good.
Yes.
I mean, you can.
And but I mean,
you can't apply the 7 deadly sins to like today's society very easily. Actually, like lust.
That's what he's saying. He's saying like our society today is more focused on the bad stuff than the good stuff.
Yeah, 100%. Lust,
and then
gluttony, consumption, basically greed.
on the ancient, and then on the ancients, the ones that built the pyramids, their society foundations was based on the other side of the coin.
You're saying they're based on
You know,
virtues.
on virtues.
I mean, it didn't really help them as they're gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like, everything is temporarily, right? Everything is. So it's like their time's just up,
Mm.
And then the pendulum swing the other way, and now we're more focused on the vice. And then I mean, like, soon our time will be up, and the pendulum will swing back, and we'll be more focused on the virtue.
That's true.
It's the problem we live in duality universe.
I thought it would
I
switch
don't
back
believe-
around
I don't believe
2012.
in duality.
Don't you know I'm a genius? A genius. When it comes to this stuff, I'm a genius.
Genius.
Duality.
He knows
Duality's lame, dude.
But it's real.
But
No,
it's
it's
real.
not. Not at the quantum level.
It's
Hold on.
it's real.
Did you hold on? Make an argument. Hold on. No, this is gonna be fun. Make an argument that proves duality not real.
At the quantum level, it can be one. It can be positive, negative, or both. It's a trilat.
No, technically on the quantum level, there is no duality. It's called non-duality.
Yeah, exactly. So duality is not real.
It's real. It's dichotomy. Non-duality and duality is a dichotomy. It's
Not
called
real.
the yin and the yang. Oh,
That's some very Eastern philosophy stuff, because they just weren't smart enough to understand that it's not real.
Yeah, it sounds like Chinese communism to me.
That's what I'm saying.
That next thing you know, he's going to be talking about Taoism, and then he's going to talk about redistributing wealth.
Yeah.
When does it end?
He's gonna be on the Little Red Book app or whatever it's called.
I think everybody should redistribute, their wealth. To me,
He's been going on DeepSeek too much.
Oh my god, dude! Have you seen some of those videos where they ask him about criticize Xi Jinping?
Yeah, and it like
Oh
fucking
my
crashes out.
God.
Like nothing happened. Nothing happened.
Yeah.
Nothing happened. I think that's pretty funny.
It's wild, bro. I think it's wild.
I think it's funny too. I do want to visit China though.
See, I know. I mean, China has so much history to it.
Yeah, I mean, I live right next door to its embassy.
Oh man,
What does that have to do
that's
with anything?
dangerous.
I'm
That's
just saying.
dangerous.
I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna go knock
Oh,
on the
rich.
door and be like, "Yo, ni hao,
They are
Ni hao, bitches.
ni hao, bitches. Let me get a visa."
Jun Tao. Who's Jun Tao?
Ow.
Fucking rush hour.
Wipe yourself off. You dead.
You did.
He got him. He got him.
We just watched Rush Hour last night. I think it was Rush Hour 2 though.
Both were good.
Uh,
But the first one was
yeah,
fucking
he's like,
hilarious,
get up.
though.
Goes
Black
to the
beans.
massage parlor. What was the guy's name? He goes to the massage parlor. He's like, all right, get up. You know, we came down here, and then he breaks his laptop, and then everybody's like staring at him, and he's like, oh, snap.
All right. That's
Oh,
all the
yeah.
time we have left. Thank you so much for watching Back Society. This is Jay signing off.
And this is your boy, the one, the only, the myth, the legend, your favorite of all time,
This is Dragging
the
Out.
man with the golden door.
This is
S.
This is Jengus. Later.
keep an open mind, folks.